Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's severe weather update. So dangerous severe weather continues today, where today we have an enhanced risk across much of the mid-Atlantic, including most of North Carolina, eastern Virginia, much of Maryland, Delaware, southern New Jersey, and far southeastern Pennsylvania in the orange. We have a slight risk extending from South Carolina up through eastern Pennsylvania into New York City, as well as across much of Louisiana, western Mississippi, southwest Arkansas, northeast Texas, and across eastern Wyoming, southwest South Dakota, northern Nebraska, and a marginal risk in the dark green areas as well. So looking at today's tornado threat, we do have a 2% chance of tornadoes touching down within 25 miles of a location up the East Coast from South Carolina through New York State, including Columbia, Charlotte, Wilmington, Raleigh, Roanoke, Richmond, Virginia Beach, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, Philadelphia, Scranton, and just west of New York City. So, very highly populated cities could see an isolated tornado today. So, make sure you're on guard for a couple of isolated spin up tornadoes in this green area, as well as across portions of southeast Montana, northeast Wyoming, southwest South Dakota, northwest Nebraska. But today's primary threat is going to be damaging winds across the mid-Atlantic, where the Storm Prediction Center has issued a 30% chance of damaging straight-line winds of 58 miles per hour stronger within 25 miles of a location across central eastern North Carolina, central eastern Virginia, central eastern Maryland, Delaware, southern central New Jersey, far southeastern Pennsylvania, in the red including Raleigh, Virginia Beach, Richmond, Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and Philadelphia. Make sure you're on guard for numerous to widespread damaging wind gusts if you live in this red area. And once again, we have highly populated cities in this red area, including Washington, Baltimore, Richmond, and Philadelphia. 15% damaging wind risk from South Carolina to New York, including New York City, as well as parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, Wyoming, South Dakota, and Nebraska. 5% damaging wind risk from Florida all the way up to New England in the brown, as well as across portions of these other brown areas. And looking at the large hail threat, we have the chance of seeing significant hail across the Carolinas and southern Virginia today, as well as portions of eastern Wyoming, southwest South Dakota, northwest Nebraska. We could be seeing hail up to golf ball to baseball to softball size in these areas today. So make sure you're parking your cars in the garage if you live in the two hatched areas. We have a 15% chance of quarter-size hail or larger within 25 miles of a location in the three yellow areas today, and a 5% chance in the four brown areas today. So looking at the timing of the storms according to the 12Z run of the HRRR model, we're going to see numerous storms begin to break out from Pennsylvania through Virginia by 3 o'clock Eastern Time this evening, going to 4 o'clock Eastern Time. Storms are really going to ramp up across western North Carolina, northern Virginia, Pennsylvania, even Ohio, New Jersey, and New York State. By 5 o'clock this evening, Eastern Time, 6 and 7 o'clock, this is when we're going to start to see our lines of storms develop, where we could be seeing numerous damaging wind gusts near just west of Raleigh, near Charlotte, northern Virginia, northeast Pennsylvania by 7 to 8 p.m. this evening, Eastern Time, into 9 and 10 o'clock. Storms going into Washington, D.C., Raleigh, and then could be approaching Philadelphia by around 10 or 11 tonight, as well as portions of southeast Virginia near Richmond and Virginia Beach. Going into midnight Eastern Time, storms moving across southeastern South Carolina, pushing through Raleigh, could be producing damaging winds and large hail. And then the storms are going to move offshore by around 2-3 a.m. overnight. But we could see some storms as late as midnight to 2 a.m. across New York City, and even as far east as parts of Hartford, Connecticut this evening. So once again, we have a dangerous severe weather threat, and this time including major populated cities along the East Coast. So make sure you're preparing for especially damaging wind gusts, isolated tornadoes, and large hail if you live across portions of North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Southeast Pennsylvania, including Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Richmond, Virginia Beach, Raleigh, and New York City. Thanks for watching today's severe weather update. Stay safe and have a wonderful day, my friends.